All right, it is the Go4LoL round number 3. I always like doing these introductions. I don't know, man. This is probably kind of annoying for you after casting with me and doing these, but it's the third round of Go4LoL. Regards here with Nikantor from Rage Gaming. Casting, we've got vVv on the purple team, and we've got Herman Cain is America, probably one of the greatest team names ever. And
It was pretty epic.
who do we have winning the skin battle? It looks like we actually have 5 skins on Herman Cain is America versus 3 on vVv.
Three. I don't know, man. I'm a big fan of that legendary Corki skin.
Dude, the Red Baron Corki. We were actually, when we were casting vVv, and Axamander didn't use the Red Baron Corki. He actually used the regular Corki skin, and we're like, man, you're dominating with Corki. You've got to get a skin. Why don't you have a skin? And then for the I think it was the finals, they played against, I think it was Goose actually, if I remember right. They played against Goose, and they ended up losing. That was 3 weeks ago. They ended up losing, but he had the Red Baron Corki. It's a sweet skin, man. I wish they would add a little bit of particle effects and kind of spruce it up a little bit, but it's so cool looking.
Yeah, I like Arfried Corki better though.
Which one?
I think Arfried Corki is just amazing.
Yeah. Dude, you can't beat like spatulas and fish being thrown out and
Yep.
the sound.
Those missiles went so good. Oh,
Yeah.
so good.
I love the mustache on Red Baron though. I mean, look at that thing.
Yeah.
That's a lot of facial hair.
Corki's very manly, guys. You can't beat it when it comes to a mustache battle.
No, you can't.
But hey, I don't really like Archive's that skin. I don't know why Archive didn't get the Christmas one.
I actually, that Maokai skin, it had a cool particle effect on, and I've been meaning to find out if something happened to it or not, but it had a really cool particle effect on the saplings. And I feel like the particle effect went away after the last patch. I haven't seen it, like the saplings kind of sparkle on their way over. It looks kind of cool. It looks like a firework, but I haven't seen that happen with it lately. So I don't know.
Quick buys coming from Triple V Gaming.
Yeah, they are wasting no time making their way to the lane. See a lot of health potions. Actually, you see Corki starting with Doran's Blade. No health pots. We'll see Caitlyn here started with the boots and 3 pots, so she'll have a little bit more sustain over... Well, never mind. You've got Soraka. You've got Soraka, so...
Every time Anaximander has Soraka support, he doesn't start boots. He always starts Dorans. That's his big problem. Like, he knows the other team's gonna start with boots, and he just doesn't take boots, because right now, Caitlyn should win the lane with mobility and range.
Right. And that would make sense with the mobility, not just, like you said, the range, but also the mobility with the boots. And so I'm a little bit surprised as well. And you see a lot of people, I mean, look at Herman Cain is America. Their team, their whole team basically bought boots and pots except for Sona the support. So, I mean, they're going to have a big mobility difference over vVv right now.
Yeah, I mean, the solo lanes did buy boots, so that's good.
Now, we do see right now vVv, they're actually throwing down the saplings over at the Wolves. Usually you see Maokai start with the Wraiths. Kind of an interesting start. He's going to start with Wolves. Kind of more of a conservative play. It looks like he wants to really just more focus on the... What's that?
I was talking to Arcraft, and he's like, with Maokai, if you're going against a good team, you should start it at Wolves, because usually 95% of the time people think that you're going to start Wraiths, and then they're going to counter gank you there and make your jungle slow.
Right,
so those are pretty smart moves.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I meant by the conservative play, is just that right now they have an Udyr on their team. They can really do a good job of counter jungling, and we see Udyr kind of starting with the traditional Wolves blue start as well. You can see a lot more counter jungling when it comes out of Udyr, and I just think that's kind of a smart call. You got the Caitlyn traps, and yeah, I think that's a good call from Arcraft starting off with the blue, although he is taking a lot of damage. He's going to come out of there pretty low on health. It's a good thing Maokai's passive is as strong as it is, and Soraka's actually going to lay a heal down as well, and so he'll make his way through the jungle. A little about half health.
Yeah, he didn't use his health potion either.
Oh, he didn't. Okay, well, he didn't use the health potion yet, so yeah, he's doing fine. He's going to make his way through the jungle. And actually, Kryptonite with Udyr right now is kind of doing just kind of your standard. I'm a little bit surprised he started with the boots and pots. I would have expected him maybe to do a little bit more of an aggressive jungle route, maybe try to take the blue and then go up to red, but instead, he's just going to run. He's going to do blue. He's going to hop down to the golems over here and probably take red. Wraiths one more time. Probably look for a gank right after level 4, I would assume.
Yeah. Actually, I'm kind of surprised by Artcraft. I'm actually quite... I really want to see how the gold per 5 quintessences will work out for him.
So he is running gold per 5 right now?
Yeah, he runs Go5 in Maokai and Nautilus. That's what he told me.
All right, now we do see him level 3 right now. Arcraft starting to make his way up towards top lane. Shen is full health. He does have all 3 abilities leveled. You know, sometimes you wait for that level 4 to grab all abilities, but he has all of them. He's going to start to make his way into the top lane. Irelia is there as well. Irelia lays down the slow onto Shen. Shen taking some big-time damage with the ground pound. He is going to have to use his Shadow Dash out of there, and he will be just fine. He has... it was a good call on grabbing the level 2 Shadow Dash. He may have even grabbed it level 1. I didn't entirely see, but he'll get out of there pretty scotch-free. Actually, Arcraft is just sitting there waiting to go in and gank again.
Yeah, just gonna camp the lane.
Probably a good call when... Go ahead. Oh, there he goes. He goes in with the root. The Ignite goes off on Shen. He does lay down the feint and the Shadow Dash, and he'll get out of there just fine. Shen is so hard to gank in top lane, and Arcraft is going to get out of there and try to make his way into the jungle.
Yeah, because he's a free flash. Like that Shadow Dash is like a free flash. Because if you can see, it was some other top solo, he would have to burn flash. But Shen has not wasted his flash even with the 2 gangs that Arcraft did.
Oh, look at mid lane right now. Oh, there goes the flash in from Ryze. The root from Maokai. There goes the pound. Udyr's coming in. However, Brand just barely gets away. Ryze taking some big-time damage from Brand, and he's going to get out of there. Chung's rolling down on his health. You got to expect Ryze is probably going to try to clear out this lane and head out. Look at how low he is on health and mana. Brand is well going to make his way out of there. So, an almost first blood for vVv.
Actually, they could have had a first blood, but Arcraft messed up with his Q. Like, when he hit Brand with Q, he made him go towards his own tower, Brand's tower, instead of making him go towards Ryze. That was really bad by Arcraft, because that was a free kill right there.
Taking a look down at bottom lane, it looks like Corki's he's got a lot of health bars missing after a little bit of an exchange there with Kate, and Caitlyn is just doing a great job of zoning out Corki right now, which is kind of what we expected her to do a little bit with that mobility and damage we were talking about. So Soraka is going to give her a little bit of health back with her sustain. Looks like she's leveling up first. She's actually first leveling up her Astral Blessing, which is kind of surprising. Excuse me. No, that's that's right. That's giving her the health. And he's just going to kind of get back into the farming. But it looks like he's a little bit behind. Not too much. He's kind of sticking in there.
Even with the gang, Ryze is still being out CS by 7 by Brand. Like I said, Brand just wins against Ryze early game so hard because Ryze is really weak against early game champions because early game Ryze is not that great.
Oh, there goes the Shadow Dash onto Irelia. Irelia does get taunted. However, Irelia lays down the slow onto Udyr and backs out of the way, so Udyr is not able to get his Bear Stance stun off, and he's just going to kind of sit up there and camp that top lane now as well, giving Shen some free farm, and there's a big wave there for Irelia to farm up once it gets under the tower. That's one of the nice things about Irelia is how easy it is for her to farm underneath lane with that Blade Surge combo.
Yeah, because every time it gives her mana back, it does so much damage, so easy.
We see Maokai's starting to make his way towards mid lane. Brand is in a bad position right now. Maokai goes in with his root. He lays down his knockup. He's taking a little bit of turret damage. Brand is in there. Brand is laying down some damage. He is ignited. Brand is going to fall to Ryze. Great heads up play from Arcraft, who would have died there from the ignite. However, with Maokai's passive, is able to heal up and survive. Great play from Arcraft, who was able to kind of just take enough and grab that passive from Maokai to live.
That was very nice play, and look at ball lane, Anaximander, like I said, at harass is gonna be too much for Anaximander. Though he is keeping up in CS, but he is losing a battle of sustainability, even though he has Soraka.
However, we should note that we were talking a little bit about, and I don't know if you necessarily totally agree with me, Corki does have the better late game than Caitlyn.
Oh yeah.
And
that passive of Corki is just way too good with the damage she has late game.
Right, and I feel like right now vVv is in a great position for late game, and as long as they can keep up mid game, as long as they can keep up in CS, as long as they can keep up in Golden with buffs, they're going to be just fine. And that's exactly what they're doing right now. You see Kate with 48 CS, and Anaximander with Corki has 46, so he's not far behind. Soraka almost falling there from the Piltover Peacemaker from Caitlyn, which does a significant amount of damage. I mean, it does almost a little over 200 damage, and you really see this team being built for the late game. At least that's what it seems like to me.
Yeah, Triple V, they have 4 late game champions on their team. That's really strong. Oh, kill! Oh, wow, heal bait it. Heal bait. Wow.
Oh, I missed it down bot lane. Yeah, it looks like Corky heal baited in Caitlyn. However, that is going to be then his summoner down as well. So Caitlyn did not use her heals. So that's going to be actually an advantage for Caitlyn.
Caitlyn, no, it's not. Caitlyn used her flash.
Oh, Caitlyn used her flash. She does kind of have a semi-built-in flash with her net
so
shot,
does Corky, though.
That's right.
Corky
That's very true.
And he has flash. You know what happened? So Alexander with 30 health, Caitlyn flashed into flashed in for auto attack, and then Alexander used heal and Soraka used heal. So they're down 2 heals because of that.
Now we do see the blue buffs going to both mid lanes. We see Ryze in kind of an interesting situation here. He's going to waste his ultimate to go ahead and clear out the wave. Udyr is sitting in his bush here up by the river, and Brand is sitting right there. A well-placed Brand stun could possibly put Ryze in a bad position. However, Ryze is going to back off after clearing off the waves, and he's going to make his way back. I'm assuming to go ahead and finish up his tier, because you want to finish that as soon as possible so you can start building it. Yeah, he's going to go ahead and buy his tier. Oh, Maokai goes in. He has the root onto Caitlyn. Caitlyn takes some big-time damage. You're right, she does not have her flash. She does have heal, laying down the heal. Soraka taking chunks out of her health bar, and it looks like both are going to escape pretty unscathed here. However, if Caitlyn had the mana, she could lay down her ultimate and take out Soraka. She does not, so Soraka is going to back out of there. Caitlyn very low on health right now. We see ping starting to go down. It looks like they're just going to sit there. Wow, the damage from the big one from Corky almost takes him out, and we see Flares taking out Shen. It looks like a bit of a counter gank from and we see Caitlyn take out, Corky takes out Caitlyn. They're trolling me so hard here as I was following that Corky Caitlyn exchange the whole time. Second I
top lane, Udyr came in for a gang, but Flair's just like, he's like, you know what, Chad, I'm just gonna put Ignite on you and just wait surge you and then dead. That was really good play by Flair's.
Well, a really big couple of exchanges for vVv. They're now up 3-0. They do have about a 1.5k gold advantage right now over Herman Cain is America. I feel so weird saying it that way. That's just a weird team name, man. I think they're doing that on purpose. I wonder if some teams like realize what they're doing to shoutcasters if they ever had their team shoutcasted. You know, it's just like terrible. Oh, we see a little bit of exchange going down. Ryze is playing fearlessly right now. The ignite goes off on Ryze, and Ryze is going to have to flash out after being ignited. You just see that health ticking away, and with the Brand passive, Ryze takes a lot of damage being ignited and having Brand's passive on him. So
Ryze bought 2 mana crystals. Because usually you want to get a health crystal on him too, because Brand does so much burst damage. I don't know why Ryze isn't getting a health crystal, because he has no health or no MR right now.
Now, we have a little bit of a scary situation here mid for vVv. Irelia is kind of in the vicinity. Udyr's starting to make his way down. I wonder if they're trying to possibly go for a drag, maybe get a kill in and go for Dragon. We see pink starting to go off. There is a pink ward laid down by Herman Cain is America. And still, man, I'm still having a hard time with that. I wonder if we can change that. We just change it to America. These seem more patriotic or something. Udyr kind of faked that he was going up. Now, he is sitting there. vVv doesn't know that he's there. They could kind of assume that he's there, but they don't actually know 100%. Oh, well, there goes the phosphorus bomb from Corky. So, yeah, they know that he's there, and he's going to start to make his way around and go back into the jungle. I'm surprised 11 minutes into the game, we haven't seen a Dragon fight yet. Dragon is still up.
Yeah, I don't like Udyr's build right now, considering he's going Phoenix stance. Like,
yeah,
you don't build Riggles on a Phoenix stance, Udyr. You build Riggles on a Tiger stance, not Phoenix. So I don't know what he's doing here.
Right,
and
really.
He has no point in Tiger.
Really, there's kind of 2 ways you can play Udyr, and that's kind of the straight-up DPS, early game burst damage, and we see some, wow, Corky just laying down the damage with his Gatling gun, taking a lot of health out of both Sona and Caitlyn. You can kind of build Udyr both ways, though, with the DPS, the Wriggles, Tiger stance, but like you said, I'm a little bit surprised, too. Normally, when you go Phoenix, you want to grab the Philo Stone, you want to get a Heart of Gold pretty fast, and you also want to get your Wit's End.
You don't grab Philo Stone with Phoenix stance. I mean, sometimes you can, but it's usually Heart of Gold because late game you're gonna have to go for the Randuins, usually.
Right. I'm a little surprised you say that just because of the power behind Shirelia's Reverie on Udyr. When he can use that, he can use his bear stance to really get in somebody's face and lay down that stun. But, I mean, I'm going to trust you over me, man. You're the one that's got the gold badge, so I'll take your word on it.
Nah, actually, what was I going to say? What were we talking about? Shit.
Well, we're starting to see when you collect your thoughts there. We do see another pink ward being laid down now by vVv, who have pink warded the dragon in such a place that they were able to also find a ward deep in the dragon's den. So they were able to take out 2 wards with that pink ward, and dragon is now covered. However, we have Udyr sitting in this tri-brush here. They know that he's there. They have a ward. We see Corki starting to make his way out of there. Soraka as well, and really both teams just kind of playing conservatively right here. We've seen some really strong ganks, some really strong counter ganks as well out of vVv, and otherwise, we haven't seen any of the objectives really being contested. No buffs have been contested, no buffs have been stolen, and Dragon has still yet to even been gone for yet by either team.
Yeah. I was gonna say that Shroud is really good on Udyr, but it's just that with Udyr, you have to rush 1 goal per 5, and then you have to build like some sort of like offensive like wit's end or something like that.
Otherwise, you're really not doing too much damage, I would assume. That's a good point. You really do want to get that damage fast on Udyr because you want him to do a lot of AoE damage and a lot of damage. Oh, we see Irelia in a bad place right now. Udyr is laying down some big-time damage with his Phoenix stance. Irelia lays down the ultimate to heal up a bit. She is in a very difficult position right now. You see the health bar just slowly starting to make its way down. The stun from Udyr. Shen is there. Shen, does he have the Shadow Dash? Yeah, Shen has the Shadow Dash. He's waiting for the energy to get back up, and I'm sure he's going to Shadow Dash in. There it is, the taunt onto Irelia. Irelia, oh my goodness, the Soraka ultimate is strong. However, is it strong enough? Oh, she is just hanging in there, and Shen goes in, tower dives, and takes out the kill. I thought for a second there that it would be done. However, vVv is going to make the best out of a bad situation. They are going to grab Dragon out of that, and that's almost one of those kind of worth it situations. You have Irelia is 1-0, she dies, she's 1-1, and you grab Dragon.
Yeah, that's actually worth it for Triple V. But Irelia actually could have escaped that because she had flash up all that time.
I'm a little surprised that she didn't use it.
Yeah, if she used flash, she would have been out of it. I don't know if it was lagging or something, but yeah. I was waiting for flash, like, he could have escaped so many times.
Corki really playing aggressive down bottom. There goes the Gatling gun onto Caitlyn, taking a couple turret hits, but he is not afraid. And I know you said an Axamander kind of plays a little bit passively, but right now, at this point in the game, 14 minutes in, 15 minutes in, he's playing pretty aggressive on this Caitlyn, really just trading blows and really coming out the better end of it.
Yeah, because he has the items over her, he has a vampire scepter over her, plus he knows that Udyr is somewhere top because Udyr was chasing up Irelia, so he knows he can play offensive without their jungler coming in for the gank.
He also has a level 5 on his Gatling gun. That was the first thing he decided to level up, and now that he's level 9, that means that that's as high levels it's going to get. So that means he's doing really maximum damage on one of his highest damage output highest damage output moves, and you just see him in there. I mean, look at that. He's just trading blows and really just coming out the better end of it with the Soraka healing him as well. So Caitlyn...
It's actually very smart of him to level Gatling gun first because, you know, Gatling gun does reduce armor per second. It reduces 10 armor per second, and it stacks and lasts 2 seconds. So that's like really, really good. So that's like 20 armor per 2 seconds.
So we're about 15 minutes into the game right now. It's vVv against Herman Cain is America for the 3rd round of Go4LoL. And we haven't seen any towers being taken down. Right now, I would have to give the early game to vVv. We haven't seen a tower go down yet, so we're not really in the mid game. However, they do have the 3-1 advantage. They also have the Dragon advantage, and they're up 2 kills to, up 2k. Now we see Udyr starting to make his way down towards bottom lane. He's going to decide to go for Soraka. Gatling gun onto Udyr. Look at the damage down from Corki right now. There was the ultimate from Sona. Soraka's in a bad position. He has to use the summoner heal on him. Corki does get exhausted. Look at Corki take a lot of damage from that Udyr, and he's going to back out of there. But, I mean, really, Corki was able to stand in there for a long time, trading blows with not 1, not 2, but 3 characters. And we see Ryze and Maokai start to make their way back down. There are no wards there for Team Herman Cain is America, and so they're not going to know he's there. However, Ryze did kind of tip his hat there by walking in, and it looks like they're going to throw a sapling and make their way back. But really getting the better end of that is Corki. I mean, look at Corki is able to not only clear that wave, but Caitlyn's going to miss out on all of that farm. So a good heads-up play, a gank gone terribly wrong for Herman Cain is America.
Yeah, that actually came up better too because Soraka was all over summoners. Oh, mid.
We see some big-time damage, and look at that. Taking turret damage is Ryze. Ryze is getting really tanky right now. He has his Catalyst. He also has a Glacial Shroud, and with the damage from, I mean, we look at here at the overload damage right now. It does right around almost 300 damage to, that's initial damage without magic resistance applied or anything like that, but Brand doesn't really have any magic resistance. If we take a look at Brand's build right now, he,
actually... Overload has a 2.1 second cooldown plus the Ryze's passive. That's like a lot of damage.
He also had his ultimate up as well, so he was healing a bit too. Don't forget that Desperate Power, he also gains 20% spell vamp plus the 50% AoE, so with the creep wave there as well, he was gaining a good amount of health back while he was doing that damage to Ryze.
Yep. It's like, yeah, like I was saying, the bot lane actually came in favor for Triple V because Alexander has all the summoner spells, where Caitlyn used heal and Sona used her exhaust.
Yeah, one of the things you can't really... Now, we see Maokai, who has already picked up his Oracle, starting to roam around. They know that the ward's there. They want to take it. However, Shen is in a bad position right now. 3 players from vVv are there. Shen gets slowed down by Aurelia. He's going to have to Shadow Dance his way through, but like you said, having that free flash on basically a 7-second cooldown, a little over 7-second cooldown, is really powerful. It's really hard to gank him.
But yeah, plus he's so tanky. Like, look at him right now. I think he's doing her Warma, he's done like something like that. He's building like tanky, so yeah, it's gonna be really hard.
Well, that's one of the surprising things about Shen right now is he doesn't have any big items completed, but he's able to take a lot of damage from Irelia and kind of laugh it off. He's got the Heart of Gold, he's got a Ruby Crystal and a Regrowth Pendant and a Chain Vest, but like you said, otherwise, he doesn't really have any big items. They're all kind of components to items. Oh wow, Corki laying down some big time damage onto Sona. Sona's going to lay down her ultimate. Corki's in a bad position here. Udyr lays down his stun. He's going to have to Valkyrie up over the ledge there, and he's able to get out. Now we see ping start to go down. They know that Maokai started to make his way through the Tri-Brush. If Maokai can get there fast enough, he could lay down a root onto Sona. It looks like there's the flash. There goes the root. He does get the flash on Sona. However, that root follows all the way through, and Sona's taking a lot of damage. There goes Ryze. Ryze is up there as well. 2 kills for vVv. Shen and Sona fall. So Irelia takes out Shen solo, and then also falling was Sona. A big grab there for vVv, and I wonder, is Dragon coming up anytime soon? That would be a very big play for vVv. I don't have a Dragon timer up necessarily, but man, Irelia being able to take Shen one-on-one, and if you look, Irelia pretty high on health still, really didn't take too much damage.
Yeah, Dragon should be coming out in this minute, I think, because they did take it around the 12-13 minute mark. So yeah, it should be soon.
Now the Dragon timer is 6 seconds, or 6 minutes, right? The Dragon comes up.
Yep.
Yeah, the Dragon comes up every 6 seconds. It's
6 minutes. 6 seconds. Yeah, I don't even think I need to farm lanes for that.
It'd be Dragon fights the whole game. They should make a game mode like that and just call it Dragon fights.
But how would you end it though?
That's true. You kill Baron? I don't know. You become a dragon. Whoever kills Shyvana first.
Dragons is up.
Dragon is up, and vVv's in a really good position right now to take it because Herman Cain is America. They're all up, but they're recovering. They're trying to make their way back into the lane, trying to get their wards back down. And we see Udyr in a very bad position right now. Udyr gets stunned. He gets some big-time damage laid down to him by Maokai from Ryze. Ryze is able to take just chunks out of the life of Brand, and Brand falls fast. You have Maokai, Sona, and Ryze all there. Corki does pick up the kill, and right now vVv is in just a great position to take this mid-game and really push it and snowball hard in the late game.
Right now, vV should take mid tower, and then they should fight for the other team's blue, because they do know their blue is up because that award there that just expired like 10 seconds ago. So yeah, they should really fight for that blue.
They also have a 6k gold advantage, and I mean, we take a look at that, really kind of how that lines up. Brand right now with 5.8k. We have Ryze with 6.7. That's a 1k difference. I mean, that's a whole blasting wand right there. Speaking in kind of AP terms, that's a whole blasting wand and a couple of wards. That's a big difference.
What did I say? Taking the blue buff.
Yeah, they're taking the blue buff, which is a good call on their part. They're going to give it over to Ryze, and he's going to refresh his blue buff. And really, Ryze is really powerful when he gets that blue buff. You know, any AP carry is really strong. We see Shen in kind of a bad situation here. Shen lays down the feint. He's taking some big-time damage. The root in there by Ryze, and he's going to try to ulti his way out of there. He is not able to, and Soraka picks up the kill. Soraka, man, that damage from Soraka, once you, especially you build that Triforce out of the jungle, it does tons of damage.
Yeah, I don't think it was jungle Soraka, but okay.
Jungle Soraka's strong, man.
Yeah, I actually lost in jungle to jungle Soraka back in season 1. It was quite embarrassing.
That's very embarrassing. We see mid tower go down for vVv. The minions are taking it, so that's going to be 3 towers to 1. vVv has taken top, mid, and bottom towers, and they're on their way to the second towers. They've also grabbed both dragons, and now they have stolen the first buff steal of the game. They took the blue buff from Team Herman Cain is America. This is just a mouthful, man.
5k lead on gold for Triple V.
That is just such a big lead. We see Udyr going back. Udyr has built his Wit's End and Wriggle's Lantern, but he still only has Boots 1, whereas right now the jungle Maokai, he already has his Shurilia's Reverie, he's got his Boots 2, the Merc Trez, and his Heart of Gold, and another Health Crystal. So really coming out of the jungle, right now vVv is definitely winning that
All
battle.
I'm going to say is that Corki and Ryze both have above 7.3k gold, and the highest on the other team is 6.3k on brand.
Wow, that is
So that's a
crazy difference.
That is a lot, yeah.
Well, I mean, taking a look at it, Corki already has his Infinity Edge built, whereas Caitlyn right now is still trying to get there. She has a Zeal and a BF sword plus 2 Doran's Blades kind of for the damage right here. Now, we do see a little bit of a damage going down. There goes the Root onto Udyr. Udyr is just taking chunks from that Gatling gun. There goes the Valkyrie in from Corki. Corki's able to lay down his ultimate, one of the big bombs, and Udyr is just done.
Yeah, those were really, that's like, they're just fighting in their own jungle because they know they're stronger than them, and they just have to catch them off guard, and now they are going to push for the second tower.
Yeah, and I'm not too surprised. vVv does a really good job of once they've taken the early game, taking the mid game, warding up the map right, sitting in the places. That's kind of one of the smart things to do, is sitting in the right places at the right time to take champions like Udyr. He was left all alone. There was just no way of contesting that with 3 champions from vVv. What are you going to do?
Surprised vVv didn't go for Baron.
I'm a little bit surprised as well. However, we look, they don't have a Wit's End, or they don't, excuse me, they do have a Wit's End. However, Ryze right now in a bad position. Corki, though, comes in with his Gatling gun. With the Gatling gun, Arcraft is going to take out Brand. Brand fell fast. We do see Corki having to use his flash out of there. Now Shen is in a bad position. He gets rooted from Ryze. He's going to get out of there. However, he was ignited. Maokai follows in with the root. He falls. Caitlyn falls as well to Irelia. This could possibly be an ace right here as Sona falls to Ryze. And there goes Irelia. We see the surrender votes going off. And that is going to be a GG for Team vVv. That does rhyme. I feel kind of good about saying it. And great job from vVv, who really just, at that team fight, dominated.